Ricky here, and I'm with Violent Offender. How are you guys doing?
Good, bravo. All good.
Cheers for having us.
Good to hear. So, we're going to start back to the basics. Where did you guys start? How did you form as a band?
Started out, minus Chris. We was all in a band called Sigil for quite a long time. Sort of thrash bands, playing around with like Extreme Noise, Terror Discharge, bands like that. Band's one of them things sort of run its course after a while, and we've been talking for maybe 7 or 8 years back about doing some sort of rap metal crossover thing, something Necro, bit of Rage Against the Machine mixed in, bringing Chris in, but with the work that Sigil was doing at the time, we just didn't really, it just never come to fruition.
It was almost like 10 years in the making, because I've known these guys for about 11 years, but these guys have known each other for the best part of 20 years.
These guys,
combination. Indeed.
So that was the core of music.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a fan of Sigil before I joined the band as Violent
Always
Offender.
calling each other for other bands we've been doing.
So how does a track come about with so much musical influence?
Like I say, we had this idea because like it originally started out like when Slipknot were doing their thing with like doing like a rap metal crossover thing, and then Necro was coming out doing it, bringing the metal into it.
Prefix a Death album from Necro. Really
like 10 years ago when me and Tricky first met, we were in a Rage Against the Machine tribute band.
Yeah,
we only did about 2 gigs, but when I
was
met
crossing over that with the thrash influences and the hardcore.
and I realised
as well.
obviously he loved hip hop as much as I did, but he also loved metal as much as I did. And you were the one who introduced me to like Necro, Bill,
just that different kind of stuff.
You know, metal mixed with rap, and ultimately that's what we were trying to do. But we've been trying to do it for about a decade.
But then when Sigil sort of ran itself into the ground, it sort of just died out the way it did. Like me and Tricky wanted to do something badly. Rusty was in Virus at the time, playing drums for Virus, and me and Tricky was like, we got to get out and do something. So we started this Violent Offender with a couple of other guys. Didn't work out with them. It was like, well, why don't we call on the boys again? Bring the lads in, bring Chris in, and let's do this thing properly. Like
I ain't gonna lie, I bit his hand off. Like, when he asked me, I've been wanting to be in a band
He chomped
for 10
it, mate.
years.
He just dived on it.
Yeah, after 4 blowjobs, I finally got it. So,
it was a long, hard man.
I started as a fluffer, I became a roadie.
Lovely life.
So there you go, kids. A lot of work, a lot of blowjobs. You can be playing metal to the masses.
That's a man of means and shit.
To Metal to Masses, nice transition there. How did your journey start with this competition? And
I've had Mick on like Facebook and on like the sort of promoter circles for years. And, like, Mick doesn't touch people that he ain't sure of, and I was trying to get a gig off that guy for
We're
so
begging
long.
him, absolutely begging him.
And then all of a sudden, one morning I'm at work and his email come through. It was like, there's a gap on Metal for the Masses. Whoever gets in there first, and I was like, I don't give a fuck if these guys can play it or not. I'm like, we're doing that date. That's it. I'll book the spot, then I'll tell these guys they're playing. So like, they better make time for it. That was all that was going through my head. Then I got the email back, it was like, yeah, you're booked, coming in. And it was like, mate, it's made us at the end of the day, because like, we're starting from scratch again, trying to get back out. We had like new promoters and things around, we were a little bit struggling to try and find proper gigs.
You got to bear in mind as well, we've only been around gigging for 7 months. We've been around for 2 years.
But we wanted to rehearse and get it on
Rusty,
point.
being the psychotic dude that he is, broke his arm at a Virus gig, so we couldn't actually do anything for about 6 months. So we were kind of pushed for time when it came to doing a gig. In the last 7 months, it kind of exploded. I think it's kind of down to Adam as well, because he found out about Metal to the Masses, and like you said, Mick, Diesel, everyone that we Bowtell, they've just given us a huge opportunity. So yeah, it's been great since then. There's the man himself.
Proper, big up to him, big up to Mick, man.
Big up Mick Wood, man, true believer in underground metal.
What do you think about the other bands that are in the competition at the moment?
Amazing.
At the moment, not just at the moment, but the bands that we've played alongside have just been absolutely immense, you know. You're standing there watching them.
Couldn't believe the level.
Wow. No, I mean,
Well, it's been a good vibe from start to finish. Even once, you know, like we've won the last 2 down here, and even the bands that we beat have been cool with us after.
Yeah,
but even the interaction
stay
after
in
that,
touch
the camaraderie has
you know
been
what I mean?
strong.
That's so
All the
important
bands
as a scene, as a
together.
metal scene. It's so important.
It's almost
to have
like
that as
feeling like it was back in the early 80s, mid 80s, where bands were actually helping each other
it's
out
not.
to do
It's not
gigs,
a band
no matter
against
what.
another band. No, becoming a family again. You know what I mean? That's what it's all
I
about.
think that's how you create a scene though, right? Because ultimately we're all trying to do the same cause. We're all kind of fighting towards the same cause. We all want to play live music. We want to play new venues. We
We
want
want
to
to
play
do
to
with other
bigger
good bands
crowds.
that are cool to play with, and not
We
like.
can't do it on our own. We need as many bands. Hopefully, we can help each other out along the along the way.
Afterwards, even once it's done,
But like I
goes up,
say,
tonight goes out. But hopefully, we can play with them more and more in the future. It's nice
The
to have
interaction
that
we've had with
competition.
those bands since then has been immense because we've made friends. We've made
Well, TBFM for a start, being on the radio with TBFM, like we go in the chat rooms while like they're doing the shout outs, and you have other band members in, and we're just talking to each other on that as well. And it's nice to see that once you finish the gig and then we're all on the radio together, and that, yeah, it's just nice. It's a scene, like you say, it's a scene again.
So what material do you have at the moment?
We've got an EP coming out. Probably, hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we should be launching that. Hopefully for a gig on Musty's birthday.
And Kick's birthday.
Trick's
That'll be at the
birthday.
Fighting Cocks on the 14th of June. Kingston.
Like I say though, for the last 7 months, what we just tried to do was, perform to more crowds and more venues. So
Yes, it's a 4-track EP, self-titled Blind Defender. Like I said, it's been getting a little bit of airplay on TVFM as well, which is nice for people getting to hear it as well.
But we just wanted to give a taste because obviously we've got a few more tunes that we want people to come down and check us out live because ultimately that's how it was written. We want it to be brutal and we feed off the crowd as much as we can because ultimately that's who put us there. At the end of the day, we can only be as good as what they are. Every gig I've ever been to in my life, the gig wouldn't have been nothing without the crowd that's in front of it. So hopefully that continues. We can continue to deliver the goods.
Where do you see you guys in the future?
I don't know. It's like I said the other day when I was like
Always
talking
keep
to
rolling, no
Eddie.
matter what.
Just keep rolling on.
The last 7 months for us has been, huge because it's happened so quickly. But we've done 7 gigs now. Is that what it is? And every gig seems to be, the response is bigger and we get better.
We have
and
fun on stage, man. We put
meet
it out
more
there.
people.
People
That's
just
the
have a
point.
laugh. Win or lose or win. I mean, we're up there doing what we like to do. If it's a competition or not, we're still going to go up there and do the same act.
The best thing about this competition, though, is because it gives us the opportunity to meet people like Mick, like Diesel, and all the other bands. Who, there's a huge scene in the UK at the moment for hardcore, for metal in general. All we need to do is collectively get together and make it come out. Because ultimately,
6 months ago, we was all listeners to the
Yeah, man.
scene. You know what I mean? Going out, watching the gigs, all of a sudden, we're part of it.
I bet you're humble to be there as well, trust me.
You know what I mean?
and not being funny, we're not young lads. We've been around for a long time. We know not to take. No offense, but still, Tricky's the baby and he's 29 years old. My point is, we've been around a long time not to take anything for granted, and we're not taking this for granted. We're not taking all the support that we've been given for granted. We just want to try and make the most of it. And
We're just having fun, man. We're not open it too much. We're just doing what we do.
continue to have fun and hopefully continue to meet more great people.
But on the same note, we have the little company called Metal Wave Promotions Management. Just like by the right touch, they got in touch with us. They're trying to up and come in. They decided that they're going to try and pick up our gigs and book gigs for us as well. It's just like at the end of the day, I'd say they are just trying to build up a portfolio, but yeah, they're showing an interest and they're just trying to book some gigs with them, and hopefully we can bring them up with us and they can.
At the moment, Violent Offender seems to be like a communal project because it's not just us yet. There's so many people that are involved with it and kind of trying to get us where we want to be. Hopefully,
people are really helping.
Not
we
mainstream
can
as well,
continue to
you
do
know what
that.
I mean? It's just all little underground projects
Little
from
underground
all over
charities
the
that work
UK
for
trying to get together and trying to get the scene back up and running.
Exactly.
You know, where the scene died many years ago.
But ultimately, being on something
Building it up.
as prestigious as this, I mean, to play Bloodstock for us is a
idea of that.
huge deal. But if we're totally honest with you, we never really expected to be in the semi-final because, we joined this competition, we were 4 months old. That's embryotic when it comes to any band. When it comes to any band out there, that's embryotic. We've been there,
We come down to the
4 or 5
first
months.
one, like we're just going to go and have fun. We don't expect nothing from it. Like we don't know what's going to happen. So we come down and
That's it. Well, I remember when we all got together and we said we were going to be playing Metal to the Masses, what we wanted to try and get out of it was more gigs.
That's
And,
the main
and,
thing.
and hopefully, we've done that. But now we're in a position where we're at the business end of the competition, and it's sort of, it could be life changing for all of us. So hopefully, whatever happens, we've made a decent impression, and people will follow
I
us.
think we do make a good impression because we have fun.
That's it.
And you put the fun out there and people will remember fun.
And the
Simple
fact of
as
the matter
that,
is,
you know
when
what I
you've
mean?
got like your four
Stand
brothers
there.
on stage
That is-
with you,
that is the thing.
whether there's 2 people in the crowd or 100 people in the crowd, you're hopefully still going to have the same sort of energy. And we all do what we do in the studio. We share the same mic. That's the only difference. Here we've actually got the luxury of having a different mic each. That's a big deal for
We
us.
work on the cheap.
You know what I'm saying? That's a huge deal. So yeah, I mean, we just do the same as when we were in the studio jamming. Like Roehampton University's been good to us. Thanks to this boy here. So yeah, hopefully we can just continue and maintain to do the same.
Well, thanks very much, guys. And
Thank
good
you,
luck.
man. Cheers. Take care, man.
Melt to the masses.
Indeed.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.